Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another TRC podcast where I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Nice. And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
What is poppin', everyone?
Poppin', pop off, it's all there. Obviously, we're back here on the podcast in the studio looking a little crooked, but you know what? We'll fix that as time goes on. Everybody scoot towards Anthony a little bit, please.
What?
All right. And okay, that's all it took. All right, we're good. So, guys, back in the podcast studio. I realize it's not Monday, but it's Tuesday. We made it in right near the end of the day because I did notice a few people were rather confused, including our buddy Graham here.
Apologies for the late start today
It's very
for the
busy
podcast. The last 2 days here at the Rag Company have been very busy.
Yes.
The rest of this week is going to be very busy. The rest of next week is going to be very busy. We are absolutely swamped. So yesterday we had an on-site shoot that we had to do.
Yeah, you want to phrase that carefully.
Yeah.
That sounds bad.
We had an on-site filming that we needed to do.
There we go.
Yeah, we are shooting a new video for the TRC channel, and we had to go. It was the only time we were able to go, so we had to do that yesterday morning. So we apologize for that. And then also Dane was moving all day yesterday.
So these guys were on site doing a little filming, and I was on site at the new house just trying to make stuff move around.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to sleep.
Well, and then when we got back, it was play catch up because you had all the new TRC Grambassadors for Q1 2022. You had all those calls scheduled.
Yeah.
What you guys don't know is when Anthony names these Grambassadors, he schedules an interview.
It's a
like
call. It's a congratulations call.
It is. It's a congratulatory call, but it's also kind of let them know what's expected, what we hope for, what they, what if they have any questions, things they cannot do, stuff like that. So those add up.
Yeah, they do. Which is why my voice is getting more and more hoarse as I go along, because it's like a 30-minute conversation of high energy Anthony, right? Because I want to be excited. I am excited, right? I've chosen these people. They're like my children, right? And I'm congratulating them and welcoming them into the world of detailing, within our Rag Company arms, right?
Exactly.
And saying, hey, let's make friends. Let's be friends, right? We want to hang out with you someday, right?
There you go.
And it's a beautiful thing, but it definitely wipes me out. So typically after a day of calls, I go home and I suck on a piece of ice or two, maybe throw in a fisherman's friend to spice things up, literally.
What if you put a fisherman's friend in water and put it in the freezer?
Ooh,
it's an ice cube fisherman's
friend, right?
It'll surprise you in the middle.
The only flavor that I would be not excited to try would be the anus.
Oh, anise. Yeah, the anise flavor.
It's anus.
It's anise, but yeah.
But there's a U in there.
No, it's an I.
Oh.
ANIS.
Yeah.
Anise.
So that's the one where I'm like, I would get through the ice and make it to the middle of the Tootsie Pop.
Part. Yeah.
And then I would be spit it out.
You'd be gagging a little.
So maybe I'll suck on some lemons like my friend Cricket, right?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Right, burns. So anyway, it has been a busy week, though, and this is actually one of the first podcasts where all three of us have been in the same room.
It's been a minute.
Since we've had, other than the Q&A, which some people said was weird, but I'm going to go say that was the best Q&A we've ever had.
It's funny you mentioned that Q&A because actually last week's Q&A that happened on a Wednesday, not a Thursday, that's getting posted on the podcast channel. It's going to take on a new life of its own here on the podcast channel, just the way all of our other Q&As are going to after they air. But look forward to that premiering tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
And actually, when this episode, this stream right now ends, it'll redirect to that video. So all you have to do is make sure you click like on it and you click the little reminder bell to let you know when it goes live tomorrow, just in case you missed it. And believe me, if you missed it and you don't know what we're talking about,
you might have to start watching that.
You are in for something.
It's something.
It's something.
We can't tell you what it.
2 hours of,
but it is
something.
It was unique and fun, and I've all realized that we're all sipping currently a different color Mountain Dew.
Whoa,
that was not intentional. I swear.
I didn't even notice that.
Wow.
I didn't even know you guys had this.
Thanks to our friends over at Pepsi. We got Levi drinking Mountain Dew Zero, Dane drinking Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero, and Anthony drinking Major Melon Zero, right?
That's awesome.
The trio, the lads coming together with their powers. I just happened to wind up with
I thought I grabbed a Baja Blast at first, so
whoops.
I'm a little shocked by that. So
anyway,
so Dane, why don't you start it off? You had the biggest kind of weekend, so to speak, for us compared to the rest of us. Friday night, me and Anthony went over to the new Casa del Stonehennon.
Yes, because Friday.
What's the name of that place? First off, Castle Stonehennon.
Castle Stone.
I thought we were going to call it the Hill House, which makes it sound scary.
Oh, okay.
No, Dane, that's already taken. There's a movie in it called The Hill House.
My house
so I'm going to have it be the Happier Hill House.
Oh, for those wondering, the house on
Hennon Hill.
The house on Hennon Hill. That's a great idea. I like that.
Oh, the Overlook.
So my house is commonly referred to as the Harmony Hut.
Oh, the Harmony Hut.
Because it's on the Harmony Street. Also, Harmony Hut is the building in Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I love that movie.
You have to go to the Harmony Hut if you can't get your attitude back.
So many big hitters in that movie.
Well, big hitters.
A lot of big hitters.
All before their prime.
Yeah. So
Paul Rudd.
Yep.
My favorite.
Even Bradley Cooper's in that for like 30 seconds.
First house my wife and I lived in, we called the Bacon Street Bungalow
because
it was a small bungalow.
That just sounds like
on
a
Bacon. It was on Bacon Street.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was the name of the street, so we called it the Bacon
mine's
Street.
literally just off a hill road, so that's like the go-to.
Yeah, we called my college house, it was called the Mossy Cup Manor.
Oh,
right?
Nice, yeah.
A lot of good memories in that house.
Because you didn't clean up after yourselves and plants grew on the cups you left outside?
Honestly, Dane, there was a lot of things that grew in that house, and I can't really talk about that right now. But
not family friendly.
Moving on.
So, Dane,
let's go and jump into it. What'd you
do? I spent the last couple of weeks prepping for this, just, psyching up, getting ready. And I finally got some movers scheduled to happen. And I thought it was going to be on the weekend. But, of course, I got in just a little too late. So the weekends were all occupied. But they gave me Monday. And I looked through like a lot of the different moving companies locally, and obviously, see the ones that are up at the top with like hundreds of ratings and stuff.
So,
but me being me,
did you use Trust-A-Bro Moving?
That would have been a good one. Unfortunately, they were not an option.
Oh,
we don't live in New York City or Hell's Kitchen or whatever, so that's not.
Did you at least try to call them?
Yeah,
I
call the number that you saw?
Yeah, no. No, I ended up looking down the Google results and found a company that didn't have a lot of reviews, but they were extremely glowing reviews, and they did not, after reading them, appear to have been written by the company themselves. Because sometimes you get like a sense of that, and you kind of go, well, these are useless. But in this case, it was like, okay, there's just a handful of reviews, but they're written by, as far as I can tell, real people who had a real good experience. And what I liked was this company is called Very Good Moving Company.
Oh.
It's tongue-in-cheek. Kind of like the rag company. It's just kind of like, we sell microfiber tiles. They happen to be very high-quality microfiber tiles, but we just call it the rag company. So I saw Very Good Moving Company. I was like, that's funny. I like that. So
do you guys know
I called them up.
Of a Very Good Moving Company? I do know.
I do, by that very name. So, they were actually really cool, very thoughtful. It seemed interesting when I actually met up with the guys, the lead guy, Jacob, he was using like personal trainer terminology to explain what he was doing with the other guy who's working with, who may have been a little newer and was like learning stuff. But he was like, okay, we're going to do a press here. Make sure you get up and like doing, different kinds of explaining. He looked like he may have done some kind of like workout routine stuff and explained it to him. But I guess that's how they did it. I don't hang out around a lot of movers, so I don't know what's normal.
Well, it's not like your normal. That's not a normal Friday night for you.
No, I mean, most
out
people
with a bunch of movers
aren't dealing with movers
companies
on the regular.
Right.
A lot of people use U-Haul or something. Like I'd never hired movers before. I'd normally done it myself, but in this case, I'm like, my back's toast.
So what was? Did you check out the pods?
So that's always an option as well.
Because that could have been something in which you scheduled. They deliver it to your house. You spend a week packing the pod, and then they pick it up and they deliver it up onto your driveway, and then you spend the next few days unpacking it at your leisure. Correct. Or asking your friends here at the rag company to come take a lunch break with you, and we go up and burn out an hour's worth of moving for you.
Would have been an option.
Help you out. You know?
One issue is the driveway at this house.
True, but if it's in a pod,
the most
they just
conducive.
Drop it.
Well, you put that pod in my driveway. How on earth am I going to get into that garage?
Well, no, they put it in front of the garage. you don't have to put your cars in yet because you still live at your other house.
And block my and then
you wait till they move the pod.
So I didn't end up doing that. Also because I wanted the extra help. I was kind of like, okay, I can sit there and strain a groin and potentially pull a muscle and regret it and be mad at myself that I didn't spend a couple $100 extra to just have somebody help with what the cost of moving stuff is anyway. It's like, okay, it cost me about $500 to do the whole thing, have the guys there. But honestly, I did all the staging and everything for them. I took all the heavy stuff that was like tucked away in rooms, and I really tried to get it out into the main rooms to make their job easier because I knew, hey, it's like make them happy, they'll make you happy, you save time, all that stuff.
Well, and you had the massage chair.
Sure, and that was one of the most awkward ones to move.
You had the large Tibetan statues that you had, the Buddha statues. Those are a couple
First
grand.
time we've ever referenced those.
Those are $2,000 a piece. 2,000 pounds, big suckers.
Where do you buy those things at again?
Yeah, Scandinavian design.
I do have a problem. I love that place. But the point is, got them over there. Those guys worked about 3-4 hours is what we did between the time we started and the time we wrapped up. And I was, giving them the check and sending them on their way.
Did you have out of the movies, was there a favorite of the two that you really liked?
Oh, no, they were both awesome. Names were Jacob and Rudolph. So shout out to Jacob.
Two guys.
Rudolph?
Yeah.
Only 2 guys.
Yeah.
You said Rudolph?
Yeah.
Wow.
As in the reindeer?
Or like Rudy.
Wow. Rudy.
I haven't heard of a Rudy. And he was a young kid.
Well, I wouldn't call him a kid. He was maybe in his mid-late 20s.
So
yeah.
When I've ever worked
good
with
money.
movers, right?
You and I could start a moving company.
But these guys are doing great.
$500, a couple hours.
Levi, your back would be
4 hours.
Yeah, you guys would be broken based on what these guys were capable of, like hauling.
I don't doubt it, Dave.
Staircases.
I don't
and stuff.
doubt it.
Like,
so what
I was trying to make the job easier for them.
So have you ever offered a mover a beer? After they're done, do you offer them a beer?
Oh,
a drink, anything?
I didn't have anything in my fridge. We cleaned out my fridge before we moved, so we didn't have anything.
Because back when I was a mover at Lowe's, I was part of the delivery team sometimes.
Yeah. You were in receiving, weren't you?
I was in receiving. Sometimes I'd have to go out in deliveries, right?
Receiving isn't quite the same thing.
I had to move fridges, right?
Oh, yeah.
Up,
receiving
up
sucks.
2-story cabins in McCall during the dead of winter, right? Yeah. And I was working with a guy named Frank or Bob or whatever his name was. I don't even remember at this time, right? We had to wear the straps.
Yeah.
We had to put a strap on, right?
Yeah.
And so me and him, both strap-ons, taking this fridge up a 2-story
That's a lot.
thing,
You're just
right?
holding it.
Dude, I'm a kid. I'm 18, right? I'm like in okay shape, but like this guy that I'm with is built like a brick house, and he's just like, "Come on, kid." I'm at the bottom of the stairs with no leverage. Like, I'm trying. My back hurts, and he's like, "Keep going."
You got the brace on, right?
The way I see it, he pushed me hard. He had a brace on his back. I did not have a brace on my back, right? I'm 18. Why would I need one of those?
Mistake. Fine.
Well, look who's
Rookie
laughing
mistake.
now.
Well,
right?
yeah, you're going to age 10 times faster by not using
Anyway,
one,
so I did that a couple times, but I remember after finishing the moves, right? Some people would be really cool. Hey, you want a beer? I'm like, I'm 18. I can't have this. And they're like,
cool.
well, just thought I would ask, right? Yeah. We do things different up here in McCall. And I said, really? This is crazy, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that was just my experience. So I didn't know if you'd offered him a beer.
No, if I had any, I honestly would have, except I knew that they had to drive a big truck across town, so that's not really responsible either. So I'm just trying to, do right by them. But at the same time, made sure they were totally helped, and everywhere I could help out, I helped move things too, just to keep the thing moving, because I'm on the clock too, in a sense.
Yeah.
When that's going on, because I'm paying by the hour too. So
sure, yeah.
If I can help facilitate things move a little smoother, that's beneficial to me and them. They can move on with their day. But
So what's left at the old house?
Well. So now it's a lot of smaller things, with the exception of my TV. My big old TV is still on the wall at the old house.
Oh,
so
you didn't take that off yet? Have that moved?
No.
Is it going to be able to fit in the van?
It will fit in the van.
Okay, that's good.
So that van has
why
7-foot ceilings.
This is where I know. This is where
I will fit anything.
You can stand up in it.
No, I love that van because I can fit awkward tall objects that don't fit in anything else. So it's like in the Suburban, you could fit a ton of stuff, but it's tall items that are always the problem unless you have like a transit van or something like mine that can fit something taller. But the TV, as I learned, Home Depot, I think I mentioned this, sells these boxes that are meant to like repackage TVs. I hadn't seen that because I hadn't been moving anytime recently, and I discovered, oh, wow, they got these boxes with all the stuff you need inside of them. So if you threw away your old box, because of course you did, with whatever TV you got years ago.
The biggest thing is protecting the screen.
Yeah, so it gets you there, it protects everything, because obviously, when it's like a 75-inch TV, you kind of want to make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get that over there.
So you got to get that. And, you got to get the mount. Are you leaving the mount?
The mount is coming with me.
Okay.
So I'm taking that too. And I'm putting that in the wall in the new place. Okay. So I need to find my socket set when I leave work today, head down to my storage unit, grab my tools. Because I don't have most of my tools at the house.
Yes.
Which is a problem. But we're working on that.
Nut busting torque to get that wall mount
out. That would
sometimes they like fuse into the wall.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about? They do.
Pull the lag bolts out.
Okay. Oh, make the hole bigger. Yeah.
Well, no, you got to pull the bolts out.
Oh.
That are bolting it in. Then take yourself a big screwdriver and a hammer and pop those anchors into the drywall so they land on the bottom.
Yeah,
right.
So then nobody needs
it. Just nobody will ever see them again.
Gets them.
Until
and then you seal that wall up.
House gets torn down.
No, then you seal that wall up and then you spackle it, texture it, paint it, go. You can put a TV here if you want.
Well, unlike, say,
previous
a car where you have
fresh wall.
Say like a car and you have like little bits and pieces that on the door trim or something, and something falls through and gets stuck in the door and rattles every time you drive somewhere.
Yeah,
ask me how I know
this
on a
won't
tailgate.
Because there's insulation in the wall.
One time that was really annoying.
Yeah.
A house won't do that. A house isn't going to vibrate unless you're in an earthquake. So it should be okay. Yeah. But that's something I kind of tried to plan ahead. Get
so a lot of little stuff.
Okay.
TV. You still need tools to do all the little stuff.
The rest is just like
majority of the house. Those
some remaining boxes
pretty cleared out.
Yeah,
and now are you going to start painting, or you have already gotten that done?
No, that's going to happen next week. I already got it scheduled, so that's going to be.
So the house will be clear, and then they're going to come in, paint everything.
Yeah, I had an inspector.
You're going to get the house ready for sale.
So I paid a guy a bunch of money to tell me everything wrong with my house. I can't wait to find out.
Boy, oh boy.
That's always fun.
It's going to be great.
Now, as far as big ticket items, I'm aware of like two things that I need to do. One is like
don't say
a valve.
Don't say it on this.
No, it's a hot water heater valve. It's something that's fairly straightforward to do, but it's just something where it's like it's getting near the end of its life. It's not fully there yet, but it's going there. And that I'm fine saying that because that's something I would happily replace and just have it be good. Otherwise, I don't know of anything really wrong with the house. The roof is kind of old, but I can get a cert on that when they tap down.
Everybody's opportunity, right? Yeah. To be able to own a piece of Hennen history.
Well, Hennen history. Getting ready to go on the market. If you've been looking for a vacation home in Meridian, Idaho.
So a lot of people out there are like, hey, I want to learn. I want to learn. I want to
learn
move.
how to be the Prince of
the
Rag
I want to move to the to
one
Meridian.
of the fastest growing places in the Treasure
Valley.
Yeah.
Do you guys know of any places where I could live? It's Dane's house, right?
Yeah.
Like we've already talked about. The fact that Dane's people wanted to rent out Dane's mailroom, right?
Correct.
That mailroom could be your room.
You could live in there.
You're not going to rent it. You would buy it.
You would buy it.
You have
right?
to buy it. He's not selling.
So
not renting
Han's
it.
closing, right?
Yeah.
Probably already ready to send a deposit.
He probably would
house.
ask if there's a way he could ship the house to the Netherlands.
Well, yeah, it's a big house.
Yeah, and the thing is,
3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yes.
Wow.
It's going to take Dane roughly 3 or 4 years
2-car garage
to transfer all of his mail to his new house.
Correct. Yeah.
Which means that you will still
he
have
said
to
little things. Remember, he said little
mail.
things left. A lot of that is mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really specify what, but it's a lot of small items I still got to
Dane,
carry
you
over
could
that
do
just didn't fit the
tomorrow.
first few
You go down to the postal service, the postal office.
You can go to this one right
I've
here.
already changed my service.
Wow.
I did that.
Look at that.
Days ago.
Dane had
that is something I would not I was not expecting Dane to do. That's amazing.
Did that, but everything else set up in advance, and it locked in today, so everything should be going the way it goes.
Nice.
Well, okay, then I guess on that note, right?
Yeah.
Do you know of anybody that would want to move into Dane's home?
I don't.
The Hennen home.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
see?
Hans says put it on a boat.
I
take it.
Hans is ready.
If you're giving it away, he'll take it.
Hold on, I'm not giving it away.
Yeah. So that's where, I mean, is there anybody else that would be interested that we can think of at the top of our head?
Jimmy.
The paint corrector, right, wanted to rent out corrector. Dane's kitchen table, right? But that didn't work out.
Yeah.
He's lost.
He disappeared.
I don't know what
I'll
happened.
be honest.
It's probably up in your crawl space.
No.
Somebody interested in turning that garage into a shop has a lot of free space behind it to do something. Just saying that anybody who buys it who has an interest in cars could find a way to do what I one day dreamed of, and then I realized, I
just buy a house with
feel
a
like
smaller
moving
garage.
to
Well,
Boise now.
all you need to do is a backdoor blowout on that.
Backdoor
right?
blowouts.
That's
And
pretty
you-
much the
and-
big
And you
thing.
get that thing out of there.
Yeah.
The world is your oyster.
I
You
already
can
paid
get in there and
the side
take
for
it.
that
I keep
third
threatening
spot.
Carly that where our bed is placed,
Yeah.
I'd love to put just a giant roll-up door into the garage.
Is that where the bedroom is?
Yeah, it's on the other side of the garage door.
Yeah, that would be
on the other side of the wall in the garage. So I'm like, think about it. Nice roll-up door. Get some of that light from the numerous lumens from my garage lighting solution package, and be able to open that up. So when I'm working, we could be conversing. You know, you could be relaxing in bed. I could be polishing a car, running that buffer. You know, just going, having that air compressor kick on. She could be relaxing, trying to read a book or watch TikToks.
Yeah,
you know, I'm thinking of the possibilities of bringing the bedroom into the garage. You know what I mean?
I love all of those things.
Yeah. She was like, the wall isn't thick enough currently. I hear everything that you're doing in here. And I go,
yeah.
And then the air compressor kicks on.
Yeah. You know what's sexy? Garages. Garages are sexy.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, it's nothing like moving what goes on in the bedroom into the garage and what goes on in the garage into the bedroom.
Correct.
Right? I would love to have my motorcycle parked in my bedroom.
What is this afternoon podcast?
Hey, I shampooed my carpets. Used a little Terminator, little carpet bomber.
Yeah.
Scrubbed the carpets with it. Then took my steamer and some creature, and I cleaned the carpets in our bedroom, right where you walk in, because it was a little filthy, a little bit dirty.
It was pretty fast.
No, pretty fast, pretty clean. Everything looks great. My wife was like, "Wow, really looks good. You should do the whole carpet." And I said, "Maybe enough."
Actually, so Alex Dorr made a good point. He says antique light fans will have a heyday in the old Casa.
Oh yeah,
a Dane.
So Wright Brothers.
Oh, that's a good question. What happened with the lighting?
Can we auction your garage lighting?
Oh, no, all that's staying with the house. It's a part of the house. So you have to buy the house to get all of the features.
Dane, you can make some good money on that garage lighting.
I absolutely could if somebody buys the house.
What about your airplane propeller ceiling fan?
Well, it's in there too.
That's all in there. Isn't it like a Spitfire or a B? I thought it was like a Mustang.
It's a wooden propeller-shaped fan.
It's a propeller-shaped fan that had about a 280-pound weight limit on it, right? Because again, you could hang from it, right? Then you can detail from it.
You could detail from it.
Might I add that for a second there, we were actually hovering at twice our normal viewership on the podcast because it's an afternoon.
Yeah.
And then you guys in one fell swoop scared 10 people away.
So it was for a second there, right?
For a second.
So it wasn't consistent.
Just a second.
It was close to 40 for a bit.
So continue with your weekend. So you're selling the house. Any other plans there?
Beyond that, it's mostly just kind of a done deal. I've cleaned up stuff. Now I need to go back through where I removed the dog door in the back patio.
Yeah.
I had some like weather seal on there. I just need to, remove that. So right now it's sitting on there, but it's just a little ugly. It needs to come off.
So you're taking the dog door off?
I've taken it out. It was to slide in, like an apartment style
unit.
I
know.
You just put it in the sliding door.
But you're taking that off because there's no place to put it in the new house.
Correct. There's no place to put it. So now it's useless. But it was worth every penny because it saved me sleep for the time I did.
But you could put it in the garage and say, hey, this will fit here if you want to, or you just leave it. And
there's no other sliding doors in my new house except
No, I mean, you leave it in the old house as an option. Look, it's got a dog door that you can just open and close. Oh, that's a great idea. I didn't even think it. If you don't want it, you take it out. Oh, man, great. And then you don't have to touch it.
Some people look at that as a plus. Other people may look at that and go like, ugh. Pet owners, huh? Like, I just have this assumption that people may look and go, I'm docking points for that person having had a pet in this house. No, I'm not going to
totally get it. I would take it and just put it in the garage.
It's my own, like, I don't know. I'm reading too far into everything. And looking at that, I just said, nope, they're going to get a normal sliding door that's actually brand new.
Very nice. Yeah.
On the back and the windows and everything.
Maybe Anthony needs it.
I upgraded all that stuff not 2 months ago. Yeah. So it's all fresh, new stuff. Very energy efficient. It's going to be a nice house for whoever gets it, including all my lighting packages.
Excited.
So, yeah. So, Graham, don't make it weird, but for the millisecond right now,
currently, Dane is like going. Anthony, owner of 2 homes.
Yeah. So,
wow. You guys
that's on the way.
Pretty nice. I unfortunately never got to feel that.
I'm sorry.
I literally changed hands with my house and then rented my own house for 1 week.
Yeah.
And then moved into my new house, closed on the new house, and moved in there. So
right when the market was a little weird.
So it was the best time to buy.
Yeah,
but
it came out good.
I didn't have to. I had a sold one and then moved it. Kind of like when you sell a car. I was traded it in. They take it and then they bring the new car. So you never really own 2 cars at once, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, point being here, I had an exhausting weekend getting this set up, but I'm very happy now. And waking up, looking out over from the foothills over the valley and seeing the sunrise, that was gorgeous.
Dane said he saw a bald eagle this morning.
Really?
And I was like, oh my God.
That's what he was at first.
That's an amazing view.
Yeah. Well, first he said that he was having his coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Outside on his deck in his bathroom.
Yeah.
And I said, already?
Set up
you had everything already done?
I
thought you moved in yesterday. And he goes, well, I got the essentials. Got the bed installed. Got the coffee pot installed, pulled a mug and an extra one for Liz just in case.
You know what my favorite thing
Callie was outside in the grass going to the bathroom. And he was enjoying himself.
I wondered whose that was. I saw the Roadmaster wagon and I said to Liz, "No, that's a badass car." You drove past me, and it was late last night, but we were driving, and that must have been you. Yeah, because it's like a darker color, like black or gray with the wood paneling and stuff. They look so wide.
Yeah, they're
so
beasts.
wide. It's hilarious.
You know Seth Price?
Seth comes in and hangs out.
I've seen him come in a
customer of the rag company.
Oh, Seth does come in all the time. Well, I didn't know if Dane.
But
I
haven't seen him in a long time since he first brought it by and showed it, and I was like, "That's awesome."
No, last time he stopped by was when we had all the team here. Almost a year ago, working on the Subi.
Yeah, no, I remember. I just didn't know if like Dane was like friends with them or whatever. That's funny.
No, so that was really cool. I didn't realize you recognized my van, but that's awesome. So thanks. I recognized your car.
But what I think the beauty of this whole situation is, so Dane's kitchen is attached to his porch, right?
Correct.
Or his deck, right?
Yeah.
That deck next to his sliding glass door, right? Has a light bulb.
It does have a light bulb.
So there's nothing I want more than Dane in a robe walking out onto the deck with his coffee. Going up and then twisting off his light bulb.
Like, Dane, what'd you get done this weekend? A lot of house projects.
Placed some light bulbs.
Placed all the exterior light bulbs.
I'm afraid to admit I've been very tempted. Some security lights on the house have like glitchy LED bulbs, and it drives me crazy looking at them and having go where it's like a little brighter and a little
darker. The color temperature is also kind of haunting.
Yeah. The daylight bulbs are oppressive.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. They
like
just
Joe
are.
versus the volcano.
Give me bright white, but don't give me daylight. Daylight is gross.
So they're daylight, right? But what the worst part is that like they're not matching daylight bulbs.
No, correct.
So there's different like hues of like sky blue to more blue to almost bright white, but still blue. Like it's just
driving down a country road, right? 2:00 in the morning, and you see those like farmhouses that have the one single light, but like they're always different colors. Like one has like a green hue to it. One will have like a reddish orange.
I have a friend who I would drive by his house.
Yeah,
he lived down the street from me. I'd drive by his house, and he had taken daylighter bulbs and put them in his like torches on his by his couch in his living room, and he would turn those on and they'd leave their curtains open in their living room, so you drive by and you just see this blue light out of their window and you're like, huh. And when you would stop by and visit,
haunting.
His wife would be reading bedtime stories to the kids, and I'm like, your children have to grow up in this oppressive light. This is not good.
I like when you're driving down a country road and it's super dark out, and then you just see a nice glow of like a soda vapor off in the distance. You're like, I am in the country.
Yeah, I am in the country, and I don't want to crash out here.
Yeah, because no one will see me.
Yeah, it is.
It won't be
dark and scary.
So that's my tangent. I won't bore you with the details of moving because everybody kind of knows what moving is like. It's not the most fun, but if you prepare for it and plan for it, like I did. I'm not a big planner. I like kind of going with the flow, but this is one of those things I really didn't want to screw up. So I planned it out in advance, and it worked.
Nice.
And
good.
all in all, very happy with how things turned out. And Seth, that was cool. I saw your car, and just it didn't even occur to me that you might recognize me. So thanks.
Very cool.
Yeah. So moving on, Levi.
Well, I just in the meantime, real quick, with the new house. So one thing I liked doing when I bought my house is your gears start turning in your brain.
Oh,
how you make it yours.
So
is there
many
anything
plans.
in the immediate, short of getting settled?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That could take a year and a half to fully get settled.
Yeah.
Short of that, are there any things in the new house that you would instantly like to change? We talked about the light switch.
Oh, those ceiling fans are changing.
Okay.
Apparently, the previous owners, that was one of the few things they
wanted to take.
They conceded with their realtor to change like the lighting in a few other places based upon like, please paint the house, please change the lights. And they did for most things, but they left the ceiling fans, and the ceiling fans are like white with that wonderful like early 90s brass.
Yeah.
It is not good.
Okay, so ceiling fans.
Getting on a ladder and changing those things within the next 2 weeks. I'll be doing that.
Cool.
On a slightly longer term scale, but not like outrageously long. Maybe just in the spring or the summer or something. I want to knock out more of that driveway because turning in that driveway is not a nightmare, but it's not fun.
It's actually really tight.
It's a lot of work, and it looks big in pictures until you get up there and you're like, oh. The second I'm out of the garage, if I don't have a good turning radius, I'm bumping into this knoll.
I think my driveway has more parking capability than yours. It's a standard driveway.
The only way you get more parking in my driveway is if you're literally parking cars all the way up, and then everybody has to wait for the last guy to move out of the way. Yeah. So I'm going to work on fixing that. I'm going to look at grading companies or whatever to just knock out some more. Build up a retaining wall and just make space so I can have some friends.
Hot tub downstairs, possibly.
Yeah, that's something I would love to do.
Picnic table.
Yeah, so lots of plans, some realistic, some not. But I'm going to work on the stuff that I think is doable. And
I like it.
I will say, for people who saw my garage tour when we did, Relatable Garage, the garage you see in that from my house that I'm now getting ready to sell is bigger than my new garage.
Yeah, the new garage is tight.
New garage is shallow compared to that one. It's about the same width, but there's poles in the middle supporting the house. Yeah. So it's a little bit different. And the reason those poles are there and not a beam is because the HVAC runs in a big tube right down the middle of the garage. So you can't put a beam there to support it.
So I'm saying we punch a hole, a couple holes in it, speed holes.
Yeah.
No, get some of that heat in the garage.
Go right through
it. Heat in the garage.
So, little difficult. But anyway, that's just some stuff I got to figure out. But I'm excited. The garage still has lots of possibilities. Yeah. But I would love nothing more than to just blow the face off that thing, move it out to where the uprights for the deck are, and bring the front face of the garage out to where the deck is, and have the deck act as the roof for the garage extension, and just put one big double garage door there. Even if the beams stay in the middle, at least that would make driving into and out of it a lot better. Just a lot more convenient, and you wouldn't be freaking out about potentially bumping into something. So that's just me and my constant need to tweak stuff.
No, it's all right. So, that's a fun. You're in a good spot. It's a fun.
I'm really excited.
You get in the new house and you get to
really excited.
Make it yours. Kind of cool.
That's great.
So, if you guys have ideas, don't be afraid. Throw them at me. I love taking whatever people offer and just melding it in the mind. See what happens.
There you
go. Well, basically Dane's side yard or backyard, however you want to put it, right? The terrace.
Should have sent the video I took of us going up there.
He could host.
We did a hike.
I'll send it to Nick.
He could host a Squid Game match up on the side of that mountain.
Yeah.
What was it? You guys were talking about how you could I could have photographers rent my backyard from me to do family photo shoots they're out in the woods, but they're not.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's great.
It's going to be a great time.
Always the entrepreneurial spirit.
Be able to, use that.
Honestly, we just
I'm going to
set
take
up,
my family photos there.
Basically, he can get some of those boudoir photos taken as well back there, because the thing is, all he needs to do is set up some string lights with some wood posts, right? And a bench.
Yeah.
Dane, you could rent that out for millions.
Oh, no.
Could be delightful.
Yeah. Something to think about.
Oh, dear. And yes, hello to everybody who's joined in. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. We know it's a little weird hours today, but we're making it work.
Levi's going to be chiming in about his weekend
All
here.
right.
Yes.
So I'm sending the video of us crawling around in Dane's backyard. So hopefully it arrives for Nick so he can get it.
Later.
It's about halfway through. So, man, such a weekend. Finally able to do stuff that I haven't been able to do. Had 2 cars booked for the weekend. So I had to detail 2 cars. 2 Ford F-150 trucks, father and son. Basically, a father down the street from me had knocked on my door and said, hey, I want to get my son's truck detailed for Christmas.
Nice.
I said, perfect. Schedule him out. He called me and said, man, it's been horrible weather. How about we just do the inside of both trucks, his and mine? And I said, I don't usually like doing that, but I had scheduled for a price, basically, right? And I don't like getting rid of money. So I said, sure, why not? So that was my first start of the weekend. I said, bring it by Friday night. I told my wife, I want Friday night to do this little truck, Saturday night to do the other truck. I'm going to have them done for first thing Sunday morning. And then Sunday, we're going to go sledding. So I sent Nick a couple pictures of the trucks, all finished, looking sharp. So one was they're both F-150s, actually easy to clean. There's the Platinum one that I did. That's the father's truck. That's his new Platinum. And then I did the other F-150. That's his old truck that he gave to his son. So got them both looking great. Didn't have to wash them.
Really?
Just had to do an interior and the door jams. It was great.
They didn't request it, or you just felt
they just did. I said, "Do you want me to
necessary?
wash them?" He's like, "No, you don't have to do that. I'll just run it through the Mr. Car Wash." I'm like, "Done. Here you go."
Well,
Both
light
trucks
colored
are white.
interior like that usually looks rough after.
It was.
Time.
It was steering wheels were pretty
good.
Steering wheel was pretty grody.
Yeah.
The other truck, the black interior, was actually not that bad.
Sure.
Just had some dog hair. So knocked both of those out. Got them both done.
Nice.
Friday night I grabbed some Chinese from North End Chinese on my way.
Oh, did you?
Really, such a great deal for delicious food.
Pot stickers? What'd you get?
No, we are a pork fried rice and Mandarin chicken or sweet and sour chicken family. That's all we usually get.
Have you ever had tin-foil chicken?
Nope.
What's that called?
I don't know, but Carly eats chow mein. She likes chow mein. She's the only one that does. So I get her a chow mein. I get her chow mein and like a sweet and sour pork, and then I get 2 things of pork fried rice and Mandarin chicken or sweet and sour chicken. It's basically the same thing, and that's our order. It's just those 3 sets. So like a number 2, a number 10, and a number 11, and North End Chinese, Dane, you're going to be, I think you're going to be hitting because I literally drove from your house right there.
Huh.
It's right there on 17th and State, and pulled in, got my order, headed home, nice and hot, pulled in. Hadley goes, "What'd you get?" I said, "I got us some Chinese." She goes, "Ugh, hate Chinese." And I said, "Thanks." Carly and I sat down, ate our Chinese food. Augie sat with us and ate it. Augie loves the sweet and sour chicken. He thinks that's like, he calls it candy chicken.
Kind of is.
So that's his jam.
Yeah. And Augie just, and Hallie didn't eat anything.
Hallie didn't eat. She made like an Eggo waffle.
Oh.
I was like, all right, have fun with that. This is way better.
Yeah.
I suppose there's less MSG and waffles.
Whatever.
Honestly, all the MSG adds flavor.
So here's us traipsing around Dane's backyard. Nick just popped on and said, so this was us cruising around Dane's backyard.
In the forest.
In this forest. So Dane has 3/4 of an acre of hillside, literally just hillside. So you can see how steep it was.
I would say it's mostly cut off.
So there's the house, and that's the actual backyard. So it's fenced off.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
It's like double fenced.
Yeah,
so there's like
fenced.
A normal people yard that you would see at like a lot of houses where the dog can play and all that stuff. And then there's kind of like not a chicken wire fence. It's a little nicer than that. It's got like wood on the top and bottom with chicken wire in between. And that's sort of like a deer fence, except it's on the inside of the perimeter fence of the property.
6-foot wood fence.
So it's kind of like divided, but
it's
in a way that,
so you can see the beautiful trees and stuff.
And apparently, I learned the previous owner, the dog she had, golden retrievers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So all the little dog features, she loved her dogs, and they were all designed.
There's peepholes in the fencing.
Peepholes in the fence for dogs, and the dog door is meant for golden retrievers, and the little hidey hole inside the house was meant for dogs.
Oh, perfect for the Great Pyrenees.
Something to say about golden retriever owners. I mean, it is just a more elite person.
Oh dear.
I don't think that's
those
true.
dogs are literally bred to be perfect.
Everybody has golden retrievers.
I mean,
they're the most.
Just
I also think the
dog.
highest level of attacks of children comes from golden retrievers.
I think that's just the sheer volume of golden retriever owners. Golden retrievers are the Honda Civics of the dog.
They are the Honda Civics.
I'm
of the
sorry
dog
that
world.
they're the most perfect dogs in the world, right? I'm sorry that they're the most easily trainable, perfect dogs. Like literally.
Oh, wow, that's a fun fact. Is that true?
I think my dog's like number 5.
Did
and
Ted
corgis
Bundy
are like
own
the
a bunch
fifth
of golden
smartest
retrievers?
dogs.
What's that?
Did Ted Bundy own a bunch of golden retrievers?
I don't think Ted Bundy owned a bunch of golden retrievers.
Somebody fact check
necessarily.
that.
Yeah.
But basically, they're just the most perfect dogs in the world. They're beautiful. They're kind. And I just think that the owners just obviously are true dog enthusiasts. That's the big thing. Right?
I mean, it's kind of like
they're
the
bred
starter
for-
pack dog.
Yeah,
It's
they're
kind of
bred
like
for shows for
the
a
default
reason.
choice
Yeah.
is a golden lab or a golden
Listen,
retriever.
I like my what's it called? My mutts. Right? I think that
I love my mutt.
I think pound puppies are fine, They're just usually, cokes with problems, joint pain, things like that.
No, they're not.
That's
they're like the hardiest
completely
breeds.
untrue.
Yeah,
and
that's
backwards.
like the hardiest
Mutts
breed.
are famously more hardy than purebred dogs.
Yeah.
Purebred dogs are the ones that have all the back problems and bad hips. And
Like
all
a
that
mutt
stuff.
a mutt is like that dog got hit by a car and it walks away and you're like, what is that?
What does he eat?
I don't
Mostly
know
garbage.
what that
A mutt
dog
is
was.
just like evolution in action.
Yeah.
It's just like, here's
It
where we
is.
have wound up
Yeah.
after like the other ones
It's
didn't make it.
true.
This is what you get.
Yeah.
It is true.
So back to my weekend.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So
Sorry
we had
to derail.
we had Chinese, got some North End Chinese. Then Saturday night, Carly was feeling a little lightheaded and she was just like, man, not really feeling good. And she's
what
been
it
low
is.
on iron a lot.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So she's scheduled to get some iron shots and things. And so I thought, I need to infuse this woman.
She still had that iron deficiency.
Yeah, pretty bad. So I said, I need to infuse some iron into this woman. Right? Now, who do I call but Big Judd?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I know
So,
Big Judd.
Yeah, so I called.
This is not the same night as the Chinese, right? This
No.
is a different. Okay.
Yeah, so
They just
I
changed
called
the
up.
sign.
So I called up
Flip it
Big
over.
Judd's. Yeah, I called up Big Judd's. And for any of you that used to watch the show Man vs. Food,
You've seen it.
Big
then.
Judd's is on there.
Yeah.
Big Judd's is a hamburger joint
Yeah.
here in Boise, just down the street from my house.
Famous.
Famous for the 1 pound burger.
Yeah. It's insane.
They make a 1 pound burger with a homemade bun, and they give you 1 pound of 1 pound of burger and 1 pound of fries.
Yeah.
Basically from
It's
cut
so much
potatoes.
food.
Like they cut the potatoes. They're thick cut fries. So I call them up and I go, I need to place an order to go for a double Big Judd.
Oh.
And the girl goes, with all the toppings? I said, no, just cheese and the bun. That's all.
And she said, "Are you sure?"
She
about
goes,
that?
that's weird. And I said, I have children with weird eating things. So
That is weird.
so I go pick it up. I also did a 50-50 mix of tater tots and fries. So I go pick it up. Augie goes with me because he loves going to Big Judd's. Because one, he wants to see the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The number
I'm
of
on that
photos.
wall.
You
I
are?
am
I'll have to
on
go
that
see.
wall.
Thank you. Yeah.
I did it.
You probably aren't there anymore. It's probably a new one.
Really?
Yeah. My brother-in-law's on there for doing a double.
Dang it.
So he's not on there anymore either.
been
But
deserved.
so they built this new building.
Yeah.
They kind of tore down some of the older photos
It
that they
used to be
have.
really janky.
It was
Yeah.
a bad
It was,
place back in the day.
Do you
It was an
remember
old
the
place.
wood walls?
Yes.
Like
It was
like
rickety
it was the
looking.
trailer wood walls you
Yeah.
were talking about.
Yeah.
Like what is that
Yes.
called?
It was tiny. It was like no bigger than this room.
Yeah, no,
too.
it was not big.
Like the
It-
dining room was the
It
size
only
of this
had
room.
6 tables in
Yeah,
it.
and if they
Yeah.
were packed, you're like, man, dang it, we're gonna go. So
Every order was
Ordered.
a to-go order.
ordered the burger, and my kids always love that. You know, when you crack open the to-go box, there's that 2 pounds of meat sitting there with cheese.
But just
and
one
we cut
burger?
it, boom, 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 just one big burger, Dane.
Share it
I know
that way.
for a young hardy boy like yourself,
Well.
you could take down 2 pounds of ground beef.
I'd really rather not.
But
That's just
this is an easy way
too
to
much.
feed a family of 4
Yeah.
on a budget. Be able to slice that.
That's the way to
give
do
an
it.
1/8-inch slices to my children, which now become 1/4-pound patties.
That's
Full-size
hilarious.
burgers, basically. Hadley takes a little bit of ketchup. Augie likes it raw. Just meat and bun, cheese. Just doesn't want anything.
Do your kids
Carly
not
and
like
I-
condiments?
No. Carly and I each got a 1/4 slice, put some ketchup, put some mayonnaise, put a
Okay.
little mustard on there.
Okay.
And then ate our one.
Like, I like
At least
this.
at least
I like
that's
this.
something.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that?
Just
Just
quarter.
eating
So
a-
it's a 1/2 pound of meat.
Eating a dry burger just sounds
Yeah.
gross.
I should have taken a picture of it. I didn't, but it was great. Carly goes, I feel so much better. I said, yes, it's good. Next day, we head up Steamboat Gulch. Loaded up the Suburban, got the sleds, got the fire pit, got the all the winter gear,
Bead maker.
got bead maker on the bottom of all the sleds. I did bead
yes.
maker all the bottom of the sled. Luke, what's
Hey,
going on?
it's Luke.
And so got everybody ready to rock. We drive up to Idaho City. Gorgeous day. Sun shining. Beautiful. The kids are like, there's probably not going to be any snow up there. I mean, we didn't even make it past Lucky Peak, and there was a bunch of snow on the side of the roads. We got up to Idaho City. Tons of snow. Saw a sighting of Dat Booty at the sarsaparilla.
That's right, you guys.
It was sitting there in front of the ice cream shop. It looks like they rented either they bought the place because that place was up for sale this summer.
Whoa.
Or they rented one of the rooms upstairs for the weekend. Very strange as to why Dat Booty was sitting at the sarsaparilla ice cream shop at Idaho City.
It's not my truck anymore, so.
But we went to, but we headed over to Steamboat Gulch, parked, set up the fire pit, set up our little campsite, so to speak, with our chairs. We had brought our cooler, snacks, all kinds of stuff. Got the kids all dressed, and then proceeded to hit the slopes. So I sent Nick some pictures, some videos of the kids
lovely.
going down. So that's a picture of it. That's kind of just a split between a bunch of it, but there's actually like 10 runs that you can go down. This is just a shot of like 3 runs, but it goes all the way up into the trees, and it's far. Like you can see how far. So here goes Augie sliding down on a inflatable penguin.
Jeez.
He is hauling butt.
Any injuries?
No, but the kids, when we were unpacking the car, the kids, there was a kid came up next to us. His head was bleeding. He had bonked his head. Here comes Hadley down the hill on her sled. And Carly, or no, it's Carly and Augie on that video. So they're going down on a big sled. So, but you can see lots of people going down, catching air. Lots of folks catching air.
Looks like a good time.
Really fun. It's $15. Nick was up there last weekend with his family. It's kind of cool because it's $15. You pull up, you find a parking spot, and then you literally can set up a little spot behind your car, set up your fire, set up a table, tailgate basically out of there, and then go sled for the day.
Is there anything big enough for adults?
Everything's adult.
Oh, nice.
You just got to tell all the kids at the bottom to get out of the way. So I went down 3 runs.
Yeah.
The first 2, I hit the same spot, hurt my back. First one I hit pretty hard. Knocked the wind out of me. And I was like, that wasn't very good. And then Carly went down and she goes, you should go down this route. It's much better. And I said, okay. Well, went down that route. All of a sudden, I hit this jump, and it pushed me back over onto the other lane, which is the lane that I hit that jump, hit that same spot, came down hard on my back, and was like, oh my gosh.
Was it packed snow or was it like ice?
It had snowed on Friday.
Okay.
And then it had sat all day Saturday, no rain, and then we were there on Sunday. Oh, and nice. So they had sledders Friday and Saturday.
So you just kind of wore it.
It was
smooth,
soft but packed and worn on the tracks. So, but not hard like ice. Like you could kick the snow out of the way.
Okay.
So if there was too big
I just wasn't sure if it was like a bone cracker, knee
there was like
or
2.5 feet of snow.
Okay.
So you could like kick the snow out of the way and like smooth a spot down if you wanted to. But hit that second one, and that. Like, I was done. I was like, nope, not doing that again.
Anymore, you're taking your life into your hands.
I'm like, I am hurting. So, last run of the night, or the afternoon, Carly goes, you should take the penguin up there, the inflatable penguin.
Oh, boy.
I said, I'm probably going to break it. And she goes, if you break it, it's last run. We can get another one. Go down, pop it. As I make it to the very end. And same thing, like I hit a jump, get some air, and I'm like, oh, no. As soon as I hit, it goes boom. So I hit the ground and slide the rest of the way, and I get done, and I go, let's go home. That seat heaters in the Suburban couldn't have come in clutch in any other circumstance.
Through the weekend on a deflated
drove home.
penguin.
We were good to go. It was an easy weekend, but it was good because the kids wanted to go. I wanted to go. We were going to go last weekend, but I was stuck at home sick, so it was good to be able to get out and go do that. So
that's good.
Anthony, how was your weekend?
Man, mine was pretty relaxed, not gonna lie. So I want to say I got home on Friday. Sometimes, I have to pull up my phone here as a reference here. Sometimes I have to look at my photos to remember what I did during a weekend.
Right.
And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So Friday I got home. And I was excited to see that my upgrade for my pedals for my racing simulator got in, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's my TCLM Thrustmaster, right?
Yeah.
Upgrade, right? It has the preload it's got springs on it, right?
It's like very spring resistant, like it's strong.
So now when I'm bouncing off those pedals, right, and banging gears, the clutch is heavy, right? It's got a progressive brake travel. So when I'm braking, trail braking into corners, right, in my GT3 races, bam, 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 you know, I'm hitting the apex right? So it's improved my racing dramatically, right? Basically a race car driver at this point.
Nice.
I think that sim racing, I get through these stages, right? Well, I go through phases, right?
Yeah.
Every couple months, I get like in this like addiction again. I've got my money's worth out of my sim rig, probably 10 times over at this point. I love it. Best money I've ever spent, especially during winter time.
Do you use this for like Age of Empires or Sea of Thieves?
So
can this all translate?
Steering, like
if I am in a chariot, right, perhaps, or if I am steering a boat, right, me and Dane are in Sea of Thieves, getting into a cannonball fight.
Hold on, let me hook up the rig.
Yeah, it's also how you steer the cannon.
Yeah. So, but it is, it's really fun. So I've been playing that, right, trying to improve my lap times, right, and at the Nordschleife, the Nürburgring, right.
Yeah.
Classic.
I'm doing pretty
good. Green
good.
hell.
I will promise you, eventually I will race something on that damn track. I will.
For real.
That toll road, I will be there. One shape or form, I'm going to race on that thing or drive on it, whatever. But Saturday was the day I was looking forward to, though, because I get to pick up my motorcycle.
Finally.
My BMW R9T.
And the weather was beautiful.
It was
almost like 50 degrees.
It was the most
out.
amazing day to pick up my bike, right?
Yeah.
Patience was a virtue.
With my bike coming back into my hands, I had to prepare myself, my body, my garage, everything.
Shaved your whole face, body, everything.
Yep. So
aerodynamics.
My garage was a nightmare. Literally.
Had to clean it?
I couldn't even go. I couldn't even look in my garage without getting like severe anxiety with how bad it was inside there, right? Because I still have that barn door in there. I have all sorts of crap from Katie's car. And I still have about, MDF board, right? It's called MDF. I have about $3,000 worth of MDF probably sitting in my garage. Maybe not that much.
Oh,
but
is that
it
from all the
it's all my baseboards and siding and all that was done. I have an ungodly amount of MDF, right? Just piled up. It needs to go. I need to sell it. I don't know how you sell MDF. Do you guys know anybody?
Put it on Craigslist Marketplace.
To say you got a nice helping a medium density fiberboard.
Yeah, what do you sell
People
for?
Will be all
$1 a
over
foot?
it.
$2 a foot? Something like that? I have no idea. So 50 cents a foot?
Look it up first. Make sure you're pricing it right.
So I, anyways, got the garage all cleaned up. And my plan was to not be stressed out about getting dropped off. So I drove down there myself just to go pick it up. And I told Katie, take me back to the truck later. So I went down to the dealership, had all my gear on me, went in there. I said, hey, I'm here to pick up my bike. He said, oh, we'll start it up for you and bring it around. Nope, no need. I would like to see it as it currently sits.
Yes.
So I went back there into the shop. It started right up, sounded completely normal. I was very happy to hear that it sounded good. And as I'm proceeding to pull my 16 by 16 pluffles out of my bag and my epic waterless wash and all this stuff, these guys are looking at me like, who is this guy?
You seem very comfortable here.
Yeah, bike's clean, bro. We just washed it with that brush over there.
What's the deal? And
that was actually a broom. We used to clean up the.
We cleaned all the snow off of it.
It was beautiful because I told them to put a sign on the bike that says "Do not wash."
Right, I saw that.
It's been on there.
It stayed on there though.
Stayed on there. Yep, they didn't touch it. So I'm pulling out all this stuff, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm wiping my bike down to see if there's anything that cat stands out to me." And they're like, "Oh, that's fine." And I looked at him and I said, "Listen, I'm crazy. I wish I wasn't like this." I said, it bothers me that I'm this crazy. But this is the only way that I'm going to feel happy and comfortable by doing this. And they're like, "Oh no, we didn't want to make you feel weird at all. Like, take your time. You can be here all day." And I said, "Yeah, I know. I just understand. There's not many people that are going to pull out a premium bottle of waterless wash and some beautiful towels to wipe down their motorcycle. People don't care this much as I do." So anyway, I proceeded to waterless wash the bike, looked at it, at least just get the dust off, and everything looked great, right? No issues. So I jumped on that bike, rode it home. brand new cylinder. Basically, the entire left-hand side of the engine, a lot of that stuff is new. A lot of new components and stuff. Even just with the casing being replaced, it was still new hardware, new gaskets, new all that stuff. And rode it home, no issues, but I have to break in the engine again for another 500 miles. Sucks. It's a new bike at 1,900 miles, right?
Yeah.
I got it with 500 miles on it. The guy still didn't break it in properly, so I had to put 500 miles on it immediately. So really, I've only had like 900 carefree miles on that bike, or so I thought. So,
but it's such a good bike.
Anyway, so I got it home, told Katie, I said, hey, the first thing I'm doing, and she's like, you're going to wash it, aren't you? I said, I am going to wash it. So, right? Because you're thinking...
Saturday was really the only day you could have done it.
And you guys are thinking, Anthony, you're crazy. You just waterless washed the bike, and you washed the bike 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but you rode it home.
I need to rinseless wash the bike. I need to fully go in and do a deep clean to remove contamination,
greasy handprints
from other people that I don't know. Right? I don't want that. It's disgusting. So
my bike has never known the touch of another human.
It didn't, Dane. I don't like that. I don't like knowing other people have touched my things in a way that I would not touch them. Right? Touch it like I do.
Yeah.
They can't.
Right?
I
don't know if you want that.
So went through O&R, distilled water, right? Had some distilled gallons on hand. So mixed it with O&R just to be super precautious. Turned on my garage heater, therapy, right? Sprayed the thing down, took my mitts, took my towels, went through. And after I was all done, I laid on my garage floor looking for anything I could find that was out of place. And honestly, they did such a good job putting back together this bike. I could not find one notable flaw.
I think that deserves some applause because Anthony is a crazy person and would notice if anything was out of place.
I would.
Shout out those
I would
guys.
notice if there was one zip tie out of place, right?
Yeah.
But really, they did a really good job. Everything went back together exactly how it should. I didn't see any problems. So at this point in time, it sucks. It's wintertime. I can't go and ride it and break it in and see if there's any other issues, but they did say the work is warranted, obviously. So if anything does happen or anything goes wrong, bring it back. But yeah, it was just a very, how do I say this? It restored some faith and trust that I had that I didn't have in our local mechanical abilities.
Yeah, you
I
were worried
really
about
did
it.
I mean, we live in Idaho. It's super tough with finding good mechanics. And so for them to be able to essentially rebuild the entire left engine.
Let's get this square. Good mechanics that work on BMW motorcycles.
No, good mechanics that really work on any motorcycles in general. The only other mechanic I know is Josh, and we stole him from Carl.
He does customer service now.
He doesn't even have like any current experience left because it's all been spent on the phones here.
We took one good mechanic and we said, "Hey, you're gonna help us with towels now." He's like, "Are you sure? You don't think I'm an asset to Idaho?" Nah, you're good. You're good.
He is.
So it was a good feeling. So got the bike back Saturday night. Katie's dad came over with his girlfriend, and we had a nice dinner. We had burnt ends, right?
Delicious.
Burnt ends, mashed potatoes, asparagus,
Lovely.
right? All the delicious stuff. And then on Sunday, I believe, if I remember right, that was another kind of lazier day. It was a lazier day, but it was another beautiful day. So I took the Evo out for a drive, went and got the missus some McDonald's, right? Because part of our resolution here is that, minus today was a bad example. I did eat a little bit of Burger King. I had a chicken sandwich. But she wants to limit her McDonald's intake because she loves McDonald's to once a week, right? Which is a big improvement.
That is big,
because my wife, her favorite thing is McDonald's, right? If you were to say, what's your favorite food? What's your death row, food?
My wife would say Pizza Hut.
She would say, I want McDonald's.
All
That's
these
just
chains. I just can't.
Dude, that's how she's been ever since she was a kid.
Yep.
She likes a 10-piece chicken nugget, a fry, and a Diet Coke.
Yeah, it's comfort. Man, it's comfort.
It's familiarity in the comfort.
It's what it is.
I understand that.
Like my wife, big Pizza Hut fan.
Yeah.
Huge Pizza Hut fan. To the point that
reliable.
I just can't.
I can't get
behind Pizza Hut.
Best
There's
believe if I'm having a pizza, it's coming
But my
from
wife,
flying pie or something.
Big fan of pizza. So much so, she was able to score some Pizza Hut pajamas from our friends at Pizza Hut,
As an
Gates
influencer.
family,
Yeah.
as an influencer for Pizza Hut.
That's amazing.
Well, I was pretty impressed with it. We got some beautiful Pizza Hut drinkware. as well as some ornaments. You guys can find all those on her Instagram.
Wow.
My goodness.
I'll have to check that out. But back to what I was saying, though. I went out for a drive in the Evo. It was. I haven't driven it for a month and a half.
I was going to say, I'm shocked. So
haven't even
that's nice.
started it for a month and a half.
It's been snowy for the last month.
So, but started, went out and took it for a drive. Everything's going smoothly on that thing. It really is old reliable. Starts up every time. Never have any issues with it. It always puts a smile on my face. Pulled up next to one of those Subaru STIs, right?
Ooh, yeah.
One of those.
Smoked them on the line, right? Just for fun, right? Take off in first gear, and I can see he's starting to get on it, and I'm like, dang it, like forget this, right? Bam, foot to the floor. Sim racer kicks in, right?
Oh no!
I'm like, time to bang some gears.
But
right?
this is real life. The consequences are real.
Third, fourth, right? He didn't even know we were racing, but I beat him.
Well,
that's how bad.
That's your clue right
That's
there.
how bad I beat him.
Wait, don't you have a mild tune on that?
Oh, it's tuned. It's got bolt-ons. It's got.
Where would you say it's sitting, wheel horsepower wise, or crank horsepower?
It's like 330. 330 wheel, I think, around there.
That's quite a bit more than stock. Yeah. Not a lot, but
it's quite a bit. I mean,
more.
It's enough to party, the way I see it, right?
Because they were usually around, 275, 280-ish stock?
Around there, yeah. So, anyways, after that, it was back home, right, where my wife was starting to prepare after I got her McDonald's and all that. Mm-hmm. That's when we started to say, diet time, right? So we are now progressing towards our diet as Grand Marshal has posted, right? So for dinner, salmon, rice, right? Broccoli, trying to get back on that health train. I forgot my food today, and Glenn is the worst.
Glenn is an enabler.
Glenn is an enabler.
She's a kind soul who wishes nothing but to make sure everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And fed, right? And so it was just really funny because today we were at that point of like hunger where we just need to get something. Yeah. Realistically, guys, we're about 5 minutes away from an Albertsons. We are about 2 minutes away from some type of healthy option in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah. We only have a microwave in this building, though.
My favorite, though, is what are we doing? I'm like, I don't know. And we went from this level of, hey, there's this option.
Could have gone to Boise Juice.
This.
Anything healthier. Glenn's literally walked into the room and is looking over like,
she's just laughing.
Never. Yeah.
And then Glenn's like, well, I'm going to grab Burger King. It's the fastest option. And I hear fastest option. Sold. Yeah. Chicken fingers and a chicken sandwich. Dang it.
Yeah.
Diet was supposed to be starting. So today we have our weigh-ins, right?
So what we're doing is we're really just, fattening up that last little bit right before we go to do our weigh-in. Yep. We have a nice big fat number
today,
at the top.
So I'm okay.
And then we ease off after that.
So,
Graham, to get you posted, we are going to be starting the UK cut.
Are we doing our weigh-in today?
We are doing a weigh-in today, Dane.
Oh, boy. Is that happening on Facebook?
Possibly. Here's the thing. Anthony, do you want to tell Dane what we've decided since he was gone yesterday?
Right, I'm learning.
One thing that we're going to do for you guys.
Yeah. We are going to
start
start doing daily walks, right? So this is a thing where we are going to get out for maybe anywhere from 30 minutes, even up to an hour as our lunchtime.
Together as a
team to brainstorm video ideas, obviously tell a lot of funny jokes, right? Because we're all hilarious here. Right. And we're also going to go sightseeing, right? Yeah. Scoping things out.
Yeah.
Looking into people's garages, seeing if they have anything cool, right?
Yep. We might come back with something.
Yeah. I believe that's called casing, and you probably shouldn't be.
Well, it's not casing. It's a nice neighborhood. Yeah. We're going to be walking just like everybody else.
That doesn't make it better.
So we're going to do that and hopefully get some exercise in every day, right? Mm-hmm. And then obviously do a change in diet because the beauty of it is that during this walk, we are actually walking by some healthy options.
Yeah.
So we say, hey, let's go walk by Boise Juice Co., right?
Yeah.
Let's get ourselves an acai bowl, a little bit of fruit in there,
or
right?
maybe just juice cleanse.
Or just do a juice cleanse, right? That kind of thing, but also just staying away from the fast food options in general because we don't necessarily like fast. I don't think any of us really particularly like fast food. It's literally that it's just the fastest option between a crazy schedule when we're shooting back to back or something's crazy going on and we say, what's the fastest food we can get in a 20-minute window? Mm-hmm. Taco Bell, something like that, right? We don't like it. We don't have a good time eating it. So with that said, we keep ourselves busy.
Many of our editors sit for long periods of the day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So sedentary lifestyles.
So one of that we thought, all of us together thought, what if We could just take a walk. We cross the street. We are right across the street from a junkyard. Yeah. We're right across the street from the river. We're right across the street from a beautiful lake that we could walk around.
Yeah.
And there's all these little things that we could do.
We're ignoring that there's a gym right across the street.
There's also a gym right across the street. But the fact is, we thought, what is something we can do together as a team?
Yeah.
So that we're all doing it every day, keeping ourselves accountable. This is a bare minimum something.
Oh, totally agree.
It's bare minimum.
We all go for a walk.
Gyms are a scary place right now.
They are, but it's us as a team. We can all go for a walk.
Somebody who doesn't normally.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we get some cool shots of our Brooks running shoes.
Honestly,
we get some cool shots or stories that come out of it.
I bring a camera with us.
Hashtag Brooks walking.
But we can do that. Of us jumping and running and doing activities.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
awesome.
I mean,
that's going to be the goal. We want to try and get this going because of the fact that we have TRC coming up end of March. Okay. So we want to lose some weight just so we can feel better and be ready for TRC that happens in end of March, first week of from March to April. Mm-hmm. Then May, June, end of May, first week of June, we have the UK trip for Waxstock. So this gives us a kind of two goalposts to hit.
Yeah.
We want to be able to make that and then be able to achieve for the UK cut. So that'll get us right in at for the first week of June, we'll be in the UK. That's our 6-month hit. So we should be good to go. This year, like I said, we get this minimum walk-in every day. Should be able to help us continue to lose weight, whether or not we eat right or we get kind of, on the other side. At least we know we have our walk. We also now have Dane's house down the street.
Yep.
Come springtime, we will be live streaming a bike ride up to Dane's house so people can enjoy riding.
You're just going to show them how to get to my front door. That's not scary.
Well, Dane, we don't have to do that. But
I like and trust you guys. It's everybody else I'm worried about watching.
Well, that's the beauty of signing up and being a part of the Rag Company podcast discussion group where these kind of things are going to be living. So that's kind of our goal is we want to be able to ride bikes, so that Dane can see, how close he is in reality, how actually close he is through the neighborhoods. So if Dane wants to get an e-bike or something, you can now have that option.
Cool.
To just, because there's some nice nights. Dane, I'll tell you that. It's one of my favorite things to do is ride in the evening. Yeah. Look at people's houses, look in their garages, things like that. Beautiful time to be able to cruise around and just enjoy, the evening, the sunlight, the moonlight, the stars, all that stuff.
It's a magical hill. That hill road is what that is.
I love hill road.
I mean, there is
nothing better than wearing full blackout gear.
Yeah.
With no lights on a black bike.
At night, because there's not many lights.
And then popping out at people that are driving on the road.
It's one of my favorite things.
You might as well be a deer.
So many deaths on that road. Because, but point is, we just got to cross it. That's all you got to do.
So anyway, I think that wraps up our weekend. We're going a little overboard here. Dane, I think that's all we got. We have to go do some weigh-ins or at least go talk about the plan for that. So please take it away.
Before we go, I just wanted to show Graham's comment because it's like the most UK
Scottish
thing I've seen in a while.
I love those. Those and the Irish Wolfhounds, those are my two favorite dogs. Someday I'll have one when I have property.
So that's cool.
I don't know what that is, but I'll look it up after this.
Big dog is what it is.
So now that we've established all that, guys, start getting fit out there. We'll be getting fit right along with you. We got to do a weigh-in. We're going to start in a bad place, work ourselves to a good place. So even if you're thin, you still might be out of shape. So,
there you go.
There's always opportunities to grow.
This first weigh-in, we're doing it different. We're going on with shoes on.
Mm-hmm. What?
Okay, we're going to
keep
it
belts on.
Nice and even.
Are you kidding me? I'm going to weigh like 275.
Makes us the heaviest possible. It's going to make us the heaviest possible.
So, 2 things to note before we leave here. Number 1, go to Facebook, I believe, to see the live stream where we're going to do our weigh-in, possibly. I think that's what we're going to do. Check out the Rag Company on Facebook. Soon we'll go live there. And to wrap up.
Well, not on the Rag Company, but the podcast discussion group.
Mm-hmm. The podcast discussion group, yes. Yeah. So the other thing to note is right after this is going to end, and then it's going to cut to our Q&A from last week. And I want you guys to check it out. If you're not sure what's going to happen, just wait. It's going to premiere tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Don't miss it. It'll be a premiere, so it's going to play all the way through, and if you tune into it halfway through, it's going to be halfway through the video, but you can watch it anytime after it concludes. But it's a good time, I promise. Just check it out. If you don't know what we're talking about, you'll see it after this. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to talking later in the week for a real Q&A Thursday. Adios.
See ya.
Hey, guys.
Bye.